I want you to say a little bit more about the Bishop College experience, because there have been a tremendous number of fabulous and great preachers.
Oh yeah, Bishop College has produced some of the best preachers in history, period. Some of the greatest thinkers, from college presidents to conventions, leaders, and of course pastors of great churches and all of that. And on that camp, I mean, I was on campus with Denny Davis, who pastors a wonderful ministry in, matter of fact, Denny Davis and I were roommates for 3 years at Bishop College. And he's in Grand Prairie, and he's got multiple locations and all that. Freddie Haynes was on campus at the same time I was there, and we all know that great prophetic voice of social justice of our day and time. And Ralph West was on campus at the same time we were there. Kerry Wesley pastors one of the major Antioch Fellowship Church in Dallas, one of the greatest churches in the country. And I could just keep naming names. That's just the ones I was in school with. I know it. That's not the ones who were coming back after they graduated. And it was just amazing. So it wasn't just what we were getting in the classroom, which was, great. We were there for college, but the exposure on campus, as we talk about preaching and teaching and ministry among ourselves, and then in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, the great churches and ministries who were there. And we go to somebody's 7 a.m. service, and we go to another church that same day, they're 9 a.m. Then we go to another church at 11. Then we go to an afternoon service. Then we go to a night. So we may hear 3 or 4 great thinkers in one day. Right. That's not counting during the week when somebody's in revival. Right. So they'll say, well, man, it's got seniors in revival at Concord. Okay, well, there we are. So just the exposure outside Bishop College, along with the teaching at Bishop. And when I was there, Harry S. Wright was the acting president at that time. And we know what kind of preacher he is. So that's great exposure. Emmanuel Scott said this when he talked. He was preaching about Judas. And he was saying how Jesus was talking to Peter and telling Peter what Satan desires to have you. He might sift you as wheat. He said he's already gotten Judas, so he's looking at you now. So, and he was saying the issue with Judas was that he flunked his exposure. He was exposed to Jesus. They drank water from the same cup. They ate fish sandwiches together. So he all that, Emmanuel Scott, he's painting all that picture. And he's with Peter, James, and John, but he didn't make it because he flunked his exposure. And Emmanuel Scott said, whatever you do, don't flunk your exposure. And so for God to expose me to Bishop College, and John D. Mangrum, the dean of the chapel when I was there, and Harry S. Wright, and the others, T.W. Thompson, who taught Old Testament, New Testament, to have that kind of exposure to Bishop College, my peers, and that environment, and come out of there and can't preach. It's like hanging yourself. Right. So I didn't want to flunk my exposure. So God has been very, very kind to give me that opportunity to be there.